Okay, so we're going to go through the male reproductive system model. So you do need to be familiar with this model for the lab practical. So we're going to begin here at the testes. So we've seen these before when we went through the endocrine system. So the testes in this instance are important because this is where the sperm is going to be formed. And then the sperm is going to go into the epididymis, which is this yellowish structure here. And this is where the sperm are going to mature. And then they'll next pass into the ductus deferens, which kind of loops around and connects here to the epididymis. And the ductus deferens travels up here through this structure. And so it's a pale colored tube inside this structure. Right now what you're seeing are the blood vessels overlying the ductus deferens. And this grouping of structures as a whole we call the spermatocord. So including the blood vessels traveling to and from the testes, includes the ductus deferens, and includes the cremaster muscle, which has been cut away here on the front so you can see the other structures, but you can identify the cremaster muscle from the back here. Pardon my clumsiness, I'm doing this one-handed. So here is the cremaster muscle on the back of the spermatocord. Normally it surrounds it. As I said, it was cut away in this instance so that you could see the other structures of the spermatocord. So we travel up the spermatocord, the sperm are traveling up through the ductus deferens, and here is where we actually pass through the inguinal canal and into the abdomen. And this is where the blood vessels are going to start to leave and travel up on their own, and then you'll see the ductus deferens on its own. And the ductus deferens is going to continue on around, carrying the sperm all the way around here, and it's lying on the surface of the bladder here. Really, it's next to it, but on our model it's on the surface. And it's coming around, and it's going to curve around and eventually come around to meet the urinary tract. But we have to get inside these glands in order to see that, actually inside this guy. So what you have here is the urinary bladder, just to give you some perspective, and this is the prostate gland from the exterior, and this gland you need to know, which is associated with the reproductive tract, and that is the seminal vesicle, and it's going to create some semen and secrete that semen into the ductus deferens to join up with the sperm. So what I need to do now is take this apart so we can see where that ductus deferens is going. So this is the cut surface of the ductus deferens. We've now cut everything in half. The bladder's been cut in half so you can see the interior. The prostate gland has been cut in half, and here the ductus deferens has been cut in half. Its end portion here as it comes up to the prostate gland. When the ductus deferens gets to the prostate gland, this portion right here is the ejaculatory duct. So the sperm hang out in the ductus deferens until there's an ejaculation, and then at that point the seminal vesicle secretes semen in to join with the sperm, and then the sperm will move into the ejaculatory duct and then join up with the urethra. So the urethra is coming from the bladder, and this would be the prostatic portion of the urethra. Now we have to take away more structures. Oops, here. Pardon my hand. Oh, really stuck. So now the sperm are going to travel through the prostatic portion of the urethra. I can't remove the bone here, but as it go through the bone, that is the membranous portion of the urethra. And then we get into the penis, and now it's the spongy urethra. Okay, continuing on, and then the sperm would be able to go out the tip of the penis. So there are a couple of structures, which is the external urethral orifice, by the way. So when we get to the very end, this opening is the external urethral orifice. And so the last items to know from this model are some of the structures of the penis itself. So the penis has a lot of tissue that has sinuses or cavities in it to fill with blood so that an erection can occur. And they're called corpora cavernosa and corpus spongiosum. And the corpora, and corpus means body. So the corpus spongiosum is the tissue that's directly around the spongy urethra. So here's our spongy urethra. And this tissue directly on each side of it, and it really surrounds it, is the corpus spongiosum. The corpora cavernosa is this tissue here, where you see almost these cave-like identities, I guess. So this is the corpora cavernosa, and there's two of those. That's why corpora is plural. There's one corpus spongiosum that encircles the urethra, there are two. This is one corpus cavernosa, and this is another one on the opposite side. It would look identical to this. We're just seeing the medial surface of it. So these are the corpora cavernosa. And when we get here to the tip of the penis, now we have the glans penis, right? Okay. And this is from the exterior. This would be the glans penis. And at the very tip, I can get it on here, this would be the external urethral orifice. If I can put it back together. There we go. So this would be our external urethral orifice. Okay?